Good morning, everyone. Good morning, good morning, good morning. I am Krista Kiefer with Krista Kiefer Inspired, and I am going live for my personal page today. Um, it's Real Talk Tuesday. It's Tuesday, and it's a beautiful day outside. And as I was on the way dropping my daughter off to school, I got the message. So, for those of you that don't know me, I am Krista Kiefer with Krista Kiefer Inspired. And my mission here is to bring truth, light, and encouragement to as many women as possible, helping them to realize who they are and allow them to tell their story while leaving them ridiculously hopeful for tomorrow. Listen, guys, today's topic is how much does our opinion really matter? It's a hard one. If we ask ourselves, how much does our opinion really matter? So many times we think our opinion matters more than it actually does. And so the other night, my daughter was in the kitchen, and this is a whole mom moment of humbling myself before my child. And so many times as adults, we don't do that enough or at all. And so my daughter's been, she has this friend that has a birthday this coming weekend, and she has been annotating a book to like add notes and all these little things inside this book for this little friend's birthday. And she's been taking a lot of time doing it. The book has like 300 pages, and she's going through each page and just writing notes and highlighting stuff, and she's going to give it to her. So my smart mama mouth, whatever, we were sitting in the kitchen one night, and I had the idea of, well, why don't we get her a brand new book also, and then she could give her this annotated book to have, to keep. In my mind, I personally would not like a book that has lines and highlighted and all that stuff in it. That's my personal thing, right? And so my dumb butt opened my mouth and I said, well, I wouldn't like a book that has all those lines and stuff in it. And then I saw immediately, like her spirit went from here and it kind of went down. And I knew that I should have kept my mouth shut. But then I had to fix it. And the Lord was giving me a message and a teaching moment in that moment, because at the end of the day, what I say to her, my opinion, literally does not matter. And I had to tell her that. I was like, listen, Constance, I gave you my opinion and I really shouldn't have, but here's a teaching moment. People are going to give you their opinions in life, and we have a choice to make. We have a choice to let that opinion affect us and keep us from doing something that we've been doing, or keep us from doing something that we're called to do, or we can take that opinion and leave it at face value and let it go. And so I had to humble myself as a mom, as a parent, and not become self-righteous and act like I'm holy and I'm this person and I'm, greater than anybody else. No. At the end of the day, even as adults, we have to even ask ourselves, as adults, are we carrying around opinions of other people because we held them to a higher standard than what we should have? Maybe I'm saying that wrong, but I know a lot of adults are walking around and we're carrying some stuff with us because of something that somebody else said in our past, and we let those opinions of people, opinions of man, dictate what we're to do in the future. And so in that moment, I told her, you can honor your mom, you can honor your dad. At some point, God may ask you to do something, and mama may have an opinion about it. But at the end of the day, do you obey your mama or do you obey God? And she said, I obey God. I was like, yeah, I hope you will. You always obey God over me, because I could be wrong. My heart could be deceived. I could be acting out of, just self things. And so I just wanted to share that with you guys, because many times as parents, we don't say sorry enough. We don't look at ourselves in the mirror and actually think about what we're actually saying to our children. We don't, and not even just as moms, not even just as parents, but just as people even. And we have to take it from our self level to also looking out to other people. And when people come to us with their opinion, are we allowing that opinion to define what we do? Are we allowing that opinion of people to dictate what we do next, how we move, how we go forward, a lot of times it actually holds us back. So if I didn't say anything to her, she could have, really just stopped what she was doing and really just carried that with her for a long time, And so I think it's really crucial that we actually go back and apologize for things that we say, and actually state the truth about certain things, because at the end of the day, our opinion does not matter. Our opinion of something does not matter. We can speak the truth. We can tell scripture. We can tell about Jesus. We can do all these things in truth, but our opinion from our heart, from our personal things, that doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. And we have to make sure that we point out those things to certain people, even because just like I did, I said I made a mistake of like even running my mouth, right? And telling her my opinion of a certain thing. But I could have just been quiet. I could have just shut my mouth. I could have just kept that to myself. And so many times, many people that have these opinions need to keep their opinions to themselves, right? They don't need to go blast it out. They don't need to tell everybody else what they're thinking. They don't need to, go out there and just, hey, this is what I'm thinking. You need to know it. No, absolutely not. But that's the thing. And so a lot of what I do and teach, a lot of times is, in order for us to move forward, a lot of times we have to drop those lies. We have to drop those opinions of man. We have to begin to pick up the truth. And even when those darts come flying our way, we have to begin to think and know, well, that's their opinion. And if I'm doing something, I need to continue doing what I'm doing and not allow that to dictate how I should move. Does that make sense? I hope it does. I hope it's speaking to someone today. Someone else's opinion of you does not matter. Your mom's opinion of you does not matter at the end of the day. Sure, as moms, we can speak. And here's the other thing. I told her, my opinion in this case does not matter because, one, you never even asked me for my opinion. You never even asked me for my opinion. And I got out, I sat right here and I came out my mouth and I just said what I wanted to say and told you my opinion without you even asking, right? And so many times we put those words out there and nobody even asked us about it. Nobody even asked us our opinion. Nobody asked us what we thought about the situation, okay? And so we have to think about that as adults when we're taking people's opinions that we never asked for, and they just sit there and blabber it out towards us. We have a decision to make in those moments. We can allow it to affect us, or we can drop it and move forward. Drop it and let it go. Drop it and say, you know what? That's not the truth of who I am. That's not what God says. That's not what I'm doing. That's not what He told me to do. And keep it rolling. Don't allow those opinions of man to hold you down, to keep you in a box, to keep you small, and never allowing yourself to rise up to the person that God called you to be. Okay? And so that is a lot of what I see on a regular basis when I deal with women and even men. A lot of times, we're carrying around in our heart of hearts, that are deep rooted, the opinion of somebody else, something that somebody said to us a long time ago, something that like really hit us in the gut and grabbed us and just kept us from going to that next level, right? Do you have something in your spirit that you have held on to for a long time and you remember word for word for word what they said, what you were wearing that day, how you looked, how they looked, your facial expression, their facial expression? You remember those exact moments when that person said something to you and it stuck to your heart and it stuck to your gut. And from that moment defined how you moved forward in your life. My sister, today is a great day to drop that foolishness. We're going to drop it and we're going to pick up some truth, pick up the truth and run with that so that we can begin to move forward and make progress and go do the things that the Lord has called us to do. Because nobody's got time for that foolishness. And I hope too that you can look at yourself in the mirror sometimes and begin to ask yourself, you know what? Have I said something to my child, or have I said something to someone else that was my opinion, and it kind of like, maybe it affected them, we can apologize. We can be the bigger person and actually apologize to that person. You know that? We can do that. We can humble ourselves and actually go to someone else, apologize, and make things right. I made it right with my daughter that night. So she won't have to go forward in life holding into her heart what mama said one day that crushed her. We don't really want our words to crush people. And people's words have no power to crush us. But it's when we take those words, we take them to heart, and we take them as truth, and we begin to believe that lie, and we walk it out, is when we become affected. But we don't have to be affected anymore. We don't have to walk life forward with that mess in our hearts anymore. We can choose today to say, you know what? That person's opinion of me did not matter. I am going to pick up the truth, and I'm going to walk that out today. You can do that. You guys, I hope that this blesses you. I hope that this little message of my own humility to my own child blesses you, encourages you. And if you know someone that needs this message, that needs to hear this, share it. Hit the share button and share it with somebody, a friend. Share it on your page, wherever. But every Tuesday is Real Talk Tuesday, and I'm back with it. And next Tuesday, I hope to do the same. But it's a nice day outside, and I've got a lot of yard work to do. So I am going to get out there, enjoy the sunshine, and get this yard work done. You guys, I love y'all, and I hope you have a blessed day.